काहे आम्ही बलिलेना की कर पंडित कृष्ण कृष्ण बलयेना शास्त्रे रविहित. So I asked him, "Oh Pandita, what are you doing? Chant the name of Krishna as the scriptures have prescribed." Ivakya Suni Mahakrodha Agnihaya Tenga Hate Amare Aila Kheda Diya. On hearing my words, he burned with anger. He then picked up a stick and began to chase me. Krishnera o haila yate kagala gali tahara mukhe ami anitena pari. He also criticized Krishna with such words that I am unable to repeat them. Raksha pailana aji paramayu gune kahilena e ajikara vivarane. I was saved only by the will of destiny. This is what happened to me today. सुनिया हसाए सब महामूर्ख गणे बलि ते लागिला यारा ये न लाया माने केहा बले बालाता वैष्णव बाल लोके ब्राह्मण लागिते ऐसे महाकोपे केहा बले वैष्णव बलि बके माने कृष्ण हे ना नाम यादी न बले वदने. So there's a very long verse. Maybe I'll just skip so that we can see the narration. Not many of you will understand the Bengali verses. Oh, hearing that student's words, his foolish friends laughed and began to discuss their thoughts on the matter. One of them said, "People call him a Vaishnava, but then why does he try to angrily beat a Brahmana?" Another said, "How can he be called a Vaishnava if he does not chant the name of Krishna?" Someone else said, "This is a strange story I'm hearing. A Vaishnava is chanting the name Gopi." Yet another said, "Why should we be frightened? Don't we possess the prowess of Brahmanas? He's a Brahmana, but aren't we also? If he attacks us, why should we tolerate it? He's not a king that he can attack anyone. We should also, we should all stick together, and if he attacks us again, we will not tolerate it. He may be the son of Jagannath Mishra or of Navadvipa, but we are not the sons of less important persons. Remember, just recently we studied with him. Now, see how he has become a Goswami. Now, the frightened student approached his proud fellow students who were less intelligent like him. So, these are the friends of the student who was shown the stick by Gaura Sundara, and he is going and talking with his other foolish friends. So they are just talking in this way that if he is a Brahmana, we are also a Brahmana, and our father is not less than him. As a result, some of his fellow students who all studied together with Vishwambhara. So, how can he suddenly become a liberated Mahabhagavata? He may be a son of Jagannath Mishra, but we are also sons of learned persons like Jagannath Mishra. He is not a king who can award us punishment. If he comes to punish us, we will punish him. Like him, we are also sons of Brahmana. So, these are the discussions by the foolish boys. If he comes to beat a Brahmana, why should we tolerate? And if someone accepts him as superior to a Brahmana by calling him a Vaishnava, then we should have heard the name of Krishna coming from his mouth as befitting as a Vaishnava. On hearing the strange name Gopi coming from his mouth, no one will consider him a Vaishnava. The duty of a Vaishnava is to follow in the footsteps of a Brahmana. Therefore, since he became angry enough to beat a Brahmana, we can certainly understand that he is envious of Brahmanas. The mentality that sinful minded people develop under the burden of their sinful activities has been current since time immemorial. We can see examples of such hard heartedness even today. So, this kind of people who went against even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can even see that these sinful people can get against any great Vaishnava even in the current date. ए माता युक्ति करी लेना पापी गण जानी लेना अंतरा मिश्री Sachinandana. In this way, the sinful students made a plan which was understood by Sri Sachinandana because he is a super soul residing in everyone's heart. So he could understand that the students were making a plan against him. एकादीन महाप्रभु आचे न वशिया चतुर्दिके सकल प्रसादा गणलया. One day Mahaprabhu was sitting in the midst of his associates एका वाक्य अद्भुत बालीला अचंबित केन न बुझील अर्थ सभेच्या मकित. Suddenly he spoke something strange which no one could understand. They were all struck with wonder. करील पिपल खंड कापा निवारिते उला उलाटिया आरो कापा बडीला देते. I made the medicine called Pipali Khanda to clear excess mucus, but instead of clearing the mucus in the body, it created more. I made an attempt to preach to the suffering living entities of this world a truth that has never before been revealed. But rather than accepting this, they took the heavy burden of offense on their shoulders. I wanted to preach for the benefit, eternal benefit of the residents of Nadia, but they have not understood my intention and seem to have become bewildered. So they are opposing the preaching of pure devotional service. The Vedic literature describes the medicine Pipali Khanda to cure a person who is afflicted by excessive mucus. But rather than curing the disease, the medicine has simply increased the mucus. The materialistic people of this world worship imaginary gods to increase their sense gratification. They do not perform any activities for the pleasure of Supreme Lord, but simply remain busy gratifying their own senses. They consider sense gratification as the goal of life and do not inquire about the rarely attained loving devotional service of Krishna. So, out of many, you can say there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita after ब्रह्मांड भ्रमिते कोण भाग्यवान जी Guru Krishna Prasad पाए Bhakti Lata Beach. And also among many millions of jivas, there are a few thousands who are knowing about Krishna, and of the few thousands, a very few attain perfection. There is a verse for this also in Bhagavad Gita. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that he's saying that the materialistic people don't even worship Krishna. You see that people around you, whether you take your place where you're staying, the state we are staying, or the city, the town you are staying, hardly people are taking to worship Krishna. Their goal of life is to इंद्र तृप्ति करना है उनको, खाली अपनी इंद्रियों का दे वांट टू सेटिस्फाई देयर मटेरियल सेंसेस कि आज वीकेंड आ रहा है, आज फ्राइडे है, हमें क्या करना है, दोस्तों के साथ क्या करना है, फैमिली के साथ कहाँ घूमना है, या 2 3 नहीं, मंडे भी छुट्टी है तो 3 दिन कहाँ जाना है. तो दिस इज दिस है. बट नो बडी इज थिंकिंग, can I go to the temple? Can I serve my deities nicely at home? Or if I can go to the temple, can I do some service there? Get the भक्तों का संग and progress in devotional service. ये बहुत कम लोग करते हैं. So if you see a handful of people go to temple, handful of people go to our ISKCON centers or temple and take the association of devotees, listen Bhagavad Katha or do service there. So why is this happening? So Prahlad Maharaj was once asked, what is your desire? Prahlad Maharaj says, I want to be here till the last Jiva gets Krishna consciousness and leaves the world back to home, back to Godhead. So it said that Prahlad Maharaj will remain here to ensure that every Jiva, that was his eternal, it was his desire that all the abhakta also become bhaktas or become devotees of Krishna and ultimately go back home, because without बहिर्मुख, कृष्णा से बहिर्मुख होके, we will be only suffering. Otherwise also we are suffering, but then being bahirmukh, you will be getting the slaps of Maya. I think we'll end here. We are stopping at 121 verse. Thank you all for listening. Any questions or query? Please.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम. माता जी, ये जो लीला हुई इससे हम समझ सकते हैं कि अभी भगवान संन्यास लेने के लिए सोच रहे हैं, राइट माता जी?
Yes, probably Mataji. I don't know what is the further chapter, but yeah,
ओके माता
that
जी.
could be the next chapter. I don't know. I have to see.
ओके माता जी, हरे कृष्णा.
Yeah, any question or anything else? Otherwise, we can close the class. हरे कृष्णा. या ग्रंथराज चैतन्य भागवत की जय. अनंत कोटि भाई वैष्णव वृंद की जय. We'll end the class here. Thank you all.
थैंक यू माता जी। हरे कृष्णा।